My name is Ira Cohen. I'm the chief data scientist and one of the co-founders for Anodot. Anodot is a company, 3.5-year-old company. It sounds like at least all my predecessors were also 3.5-year-old companies, so maybe we're in that slot. Our goal is to eliminate any blind spots you have with AI-based analytics. So what we do is we built a system that with advanced machine learning algorithms learns everything that's normal about your data, identifies what's abnormal, and alerts on it. So who needs it and why do you need it? So I like to start with an analogy. So think of this room as being your data warehouse, or where you collect all the data that you have around that help you understand what your business is doing. So how many users and purchases and revenues and so on. And we're very good at collecting all this data into very large warehouses. But the problem is that these large warehouses are like a large room that's very dark with no lights in it, and now you have to go and figure out what's going on in that data. So there are a lot of tools out there, dashboarding tools, reporting tools, traditional BI, I would call them, that gives you basically a flashlight and tells you, here is a flashlight. You can now use that flashlight and go seek what's in the data and see what might be interesting for you and what might tell you that there is something going on with your business. The problem is that the room is big and the flashlights are very small. With traditional dashboards, how much can you see? With traditional reports, it's what you can consume yourself. Luckily, we have machine learning algorithms that can plow through all this data, and really that's what we do, and identify anything that looks abnormal, and then you are able to alert on it. So in the analogy of the large dark room, basically Anodot turns on the light, but not the general lights, but really turns on the spotlights on anything that looks interesting. And once you see something that looks interesting, an opportunity that you might have missed, or an issue because you have some broken version of your app, or a competitor outbid you on campaigns and now people are buying less of a certain product, once you have those lights on, flashlights on anywhere you need to know, you can act and really save a lot of money. So we were founded in mid-2014. We have offices in London, Israel, and Silicon Valley. And this is a little bit about the type of data that we're collecting. A few customers that we have so far. So some of the names you see here are probably familiar. What's in common to a lot of them are that these are companies that are really depend on their data for decision making. So they've really made the switch to create a workflow within the company, from data analyst to BI analyst, and any type of group that looks at data and makes decisions based on data on a very, very fast basis and granular basis. So some examples, for example, Lyft is one of our customers, and the largest Uber competitor in the US. One of the reasons they were looking for a solution was a case that was actually published. They had a glitch because of some error that somebody made that caused most of the rides in the US they caused their system not to collect sales tax on most of the rides in the US. They discovered this 3 weeks later. It cost them millions of dollars. It's a small glitch. It would have been easily discovered, and it was easily discovered with an anomaly detection system like ours, but when you don't have such a system in place and you have so many things to look at, your teams don't pay attention to every line item that happens, it got missed, it got picked up 3 weeks later. They actually took their cost, and it cost them millions of dollars. And these are the big examples. There are many, many small glitches that happen every day. And really this sentence is what tells it all. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. So you don't want to know it because your customers are telling you this. You don't want to know it a month later. You want to know it when it's happening. And that's really what Anodot does. So a few examples, and I mentioned a few, from price glitches on e-commerce sites to outages in Salesforce that causes issues to retailers that botch Black Friday. All these glitches, big and small, end up accumulating and costing quite a lot of money, and it's really, the data is all there. The data is all collected most of the time for most of the companies in the online business. It's there. It's just applying a system that will highlight what's important. So how do we actually do it? We collect time series data, everything that measures the health of your business, from revenue to users to logins to errors, anything that you can graph as a time series graph. We apply our machine learning algorithms to detect anomalies. Then our system actually lets you investigate to understand what the root cause is and alert you whenever those things happen. So the way we do it is by learning the normal behavior of every single time series that gets sent into our system. These are some examples of time series. What you see, the solid line, is the actual time series that was measured. The shaded area, which I guess is hard to see on this screen, the shaded area is what the system learns as normal patterns, and it takes into account seasonal patterns, whether they exist or not, trends, and a lot of other types of signals that might come in. And we then detect that there is an anomaly and correlate it to any other things that may indicate the root cause. So for example, if you had a drop in the number of payments completed for an e-commerce site in a certain city, it will be automatically correlated to API errors for a certain payment provider like eBay in the top graph, if that is correlated to the cause. So why is this hard, and what did we build that really helps companies achieve this goal and not get flooded with a lot of false positives? Because I'm sure some of you have had experience with all sorts of alerting systems, and they tend to produce many false positives because they require a lot of manual configuration. So really, we worked very hard to make algorithms that will reduce the noise. These are some numbers for 1 week for one company that had 20 million time series data, so 20 million things that were being measured in parallel. And if you think about your business, you'll probably reach that number very quickly if you start breaking it down into finer granularity. By finding anomalies, we actually found 76,000 anomalies, which is a small portion of the number of data, the size of the data, but it's still too large for anybody to be able to consume it. However, by applying additional algorithms that find what are the most significant anomalies, and by correlating things together, we're actually able to reduce it to around 400 incidents during that week. And for that company, which is a very large company, that's not a large number. That's actually something that gets spread around many teams. And these incidents, each one has a cost associated, anything from hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars, and in some cases, if not detected fast and taken care of, could cause millions of dollars of damages. So I'll stop with this sentence. So the price of light is less than the cost of darkness, which is true, and really that's what we try to do. Turn on the light, but turn on the light on only the things that are important, and have them serve to the business users so they can take care of them as fast as possible. Thank you very much.